For example, a change in demand for a product, which means that a business needs to take on fewer workers. A change in the productivity of labor. A change in the level of national insurance contributions made by employers or other costs of employing people, such as health and safety legislation and training levies. A change in cost and productivity of machinery and technology, which might be able to produce or provide a good or service in place of the labor intensive.
Here from CDGH News, and I'm here today to talk about factors affecting demand for labor. The first factor that influences the demand for labor is obviously changes in the demand. A change in demand for a final product changes its price, at least in the short run. An increase in the demand for a product increases its price and increases the demand factors that produce a product. A reduction in demand for a product reduces its price and reduces the demand for the factors using in production. The next major factor that influences demand for labor is the changes in the number of firms. By adding the demand for the factor by each of the firms using it. If more firms employ the factor, the demand curve shifts to the right. A reduction in the number of firm shifts, the demand curve will then shift to the left. But for example, if the number of restaurants in an area increases, the demand for waiters and waitresses in the area goes up. So then we will expect to see local wages for these workers rise as a result. So then, after that, the next major influences on demand for labor are changes in technology. Technology changes every day, and it can increase the demand for some workers and reduce the demand for others. The production of more powerful computers, for example, may increase the demand for software engineers. It may also allow production to process to be computerized and thus reduce the demand for workers who have been employed in these processes.
In recent news, there has been a fall in the supply of employment within private and public sectors. In October of last year, the employment rate rose by 130,000, whereas in September it was 145,000. This means that there has been a decrease by 15,000 between the 2 months. This was mainly affected by the government shutdown. This shutdown stopped all production for both private and public sectors for 16 days. During the shutdown, 800,000 employees were furloughed or let go of for a combined total of 6.6 million days. Whereas in private sectors, 1.3 million employees were required to report to their jobs the next day without any known payment days. This has caused the level of employment to drastically decrease, which of course led to the level of unemployment to increase. The shutdown caused the total income of the United States to drop by 0.2 to 0.6%. This ranges between $2 billion and $6 billion. This, of course, caused the wages and salaries of workers who have not been let go of yet to drastically decrease. Not only has the supply of labor decreased, the demand has also decreased slightly due to low wages. At first, the demand was not very affected, whereas as the new year came in, workers began to strike, demanding a minimum wage of higher than $10.
Supply of labor is the availability of suitable human resources in a particular labor market. The labor supply refers to the total number of hours that labor is willing and able to supply at the given wage rate. It can also be defined as the number of workers willing and able to work in a given occupation or industry for a given wage. This is the graph example for supply of labor.
Of August 2013, fast food workers in the United States have striked in over 60 cities across the states, demanding a wage of $15 per hour, rather than their current wage of $7.25 per hour. New York City Council Speaker Kristen Quinn joined about 300 to 400 workers and supporters Thursday in a march before the group flooded into McDonald's near the Empire State Building. Shortly after the demonstration, however, the restaurants seem to be operating normally, according to the USA Today. They have refused to work until their wages have been raised, which leads to a change in the demand of labor.